Welcome into HogHype. Nick Luttrell joined by Locked On Razorbacks podcast host John Nabors. John, Hogs get it done on the road at Auburn last week, facing Texas A&M this weekend. Let's start with last week, though. What'd you like? What'd you see out of the Hogs?
Well, I like the resiliency. You know, this team has not won a lot of games here recently, and even as far as the Oklahoma State game a few weeks ago showed that they can't hold on to leads and they can't finish games. Well, say what you want. I know Auburn is a bad football team, and that probably played a lot bigger role in it. But Arkansas finished the game. They held the lead. They were able to do some things. We're causing some turnovers, making some plays. And I don't care what anybody says. If you go on the road in this conference and get a win, doesn't matter how good or bad the team is, you're going to take it. And especially because Arkansas has not had very many of those SEC wins lately.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and we'll see if they can get one this weekend. As I said, the page turns to Texas A&M, but John, history hasn't really favored the Hogs in this matchup, right?
No, and they haven't. In fact, I was looking at the all-time series, which Arkansas still holds a lead in this all-time series, but Arkansas has won more games in College Station than A&M, more games in Little Rock, more games in Fayetteville. But this one, A&M has owned them in 9-4. I mean, it's just crazy. So, at a very frustrating game, but here's the stat that I always throw out there, Nick. You have the years that Arkansas has won this game against A&M, they have ended up going on to win 8 or more games. The years that they've lost this game to A&M, they have only won 7 or less. So to say that this game is kind of the one that decides how good of a season's going to be, I think is an understatement.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good stat there. And another thing that everyone's talking about, and I want to get your opinion on this, because this will be the last game played in Arlington in the little Southwest Classic before kind of teams go back to the home and home next season. You think that that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it needs to end. You know, it's worn out its welcome a little bit. It had its reasons, it had its fun, but maybe part of it's because Arkansas's lost so many games. Maybe that plays a role into it, but it just needs to come to an end. You know, SEC games, especially home SEC games, are very valuable for teams, whether it comes to the money that's brought in revenue, the recruiting, the official visits, all those things. So this thing just needs to become a home and home. That doesn't mean to say that there won't be more games in Arlington and non-conference maybe later down the road, but I am all for this game getting back into Fayetteville and College Station because that's the way it needs to be, and it seems like both fan bases are about ready for that too.
Yeah, and it's fun having this game in Dallas or Arlington or whatever, but I do tend to agree with you. It'll be fun having the Aggies play at Razorback Stadium next season. And let's talk about the A&M team. What can Arkansas expect out of them?
Yeah, this A&M team is an interesting one. They have not been very good offensively if you just look at the numbers. I mean, they're usually ranked lower in the SEC as far as total offense. They can run the ball really effectively, but they haven't been able to pass it, and they've been going through some quarterback issues there. I believe Marcel Reed will be the starter, but Connor Wegman's a guy who's been experienced. He's a game-time decision, so we'll see. But the main thing is that Arkansas is one of the better teams in the offensive side of things for running the ball, and A&M is one of the worst rush defenses in the SEC. So to me, that's the ultimate key. If you can get Jaquindon Jackson going, if you can get Taylon Green going with his legs, maybe even mix in a Braylon Russell or Rodney Hill, if Arkansas can be effective at running the ball in this game, they're going to win. I think it's as simple as that. You run the ball effectively, and you're going to win. You just don't do the turnovers. Don't, when you get in the red zone, score, because they've also had some issues with that. But to me, it's about Jaquindon Jackson and that rushing attack. Feed the beast and let them run, and Arkansas wins.
All right, you just mentioned it, and quickly before we go, prediction time, John. Do the Hogs come out with a win?
I'm sure I won't regret this at all. But, yes, I do have Arkansas coming out with a win. It's going to be a close game, but my whole thing is Bobby Petrino is undefeated in this game, whichever sideline he's been on. And also the last game he was, Arkansas's head coach, was in the Cotton Bowl in this stadium where he beat a quarterback, Colin Klein, who's now the OC of Texas A&M. So, Bobby, this is his stadium. This is his game. This is his arena. I think Arkansas gets the final victory of the final game there in Arlington against Texas A&M by a close margin of like 30-28. Give me something like that.
All right, I like it. I was at that Cotton Bowl. It was a fun one, so hopefully Hogs end up winning just like they did back in that one. Kickoff set for 2:30 Saturday in Arlington, Texas. You can be sure to tune into Hog Zone Saturday night at 10:10.